Welcome to Ford High School Weekly. I'm your host, Deion Imade. Get ready to meet Del City's outstanding linebacker, Donovan Stevens, who's committed to Oklahoma State. And like every defensive guy knows, the most important stat in football is takeaways. So a little later, I'll share with you my week one takeaways. But first, to whet your appetite for tonight's game, let's review last week's game, beginning with Deer Creek and Southmore, with my partner, Steve Marshall.
Great contest here this evening. As we said, they got off where it was all Deer Creek in the early going, and Deion, Southmore, credit to them for rallying back, for not giving up, and making this a football game that literally came down to the final play of the game.
I like that. Deer Creek holding on for dear life. It was a situation where at the end there, Southmore did make it very, very interesting. I'd like to see that character in those guys. Never give up, fight to the final whistle. Southmore defensively played great early, very aggressive, but because of the fact that Deer Creek finding lanes in the passing lane, and being able to get downfield, throw the ball a little bit around the field with Logan Ward and so many other wide receivers, they had to come back and play a little zone defense. Because of that, Pence playing great at quarterback, dissecting that defense up. Hey, there's a lot of things to work on for both of these teams, but hey, a good job by Deer Creek in getting this win and fighting to the end.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights and recap this football game for everybody out there. It was a wild one.
It certainly was. There you see Ward, simple 5-yard out, over pursuing is that defensive back there, and Ward, nice fin move to take it in. And there, the quarterback sneak leading the way, Jake Saxton, that all-world left tackle they got. Hinton doing a good job all night running the ball, especially when it counted and when they needed him. This where it started the comeback. Corey Durham fighting, mustering, getting to the outside, leaping and getting into the end zone, making it look hard, but also showing his determination. And again, less than 2 minutes later, breaking tackles in the open field and just outrunning the whole defense. And where has this been all night? But it came in the nick of time. And this right here, being creative, getting out of the pocket, and Muffet just bringing it in, grabbing it off the turf, and making a 6-point game. And the onside kick by Cameron Little, just a dagger, hitting a Deer Creek player in the face. And number 8, LJ Gaines, is able to fall on it for the SaberCats, and they try one last hope. It looks like the lateral play, doing a good job on the first lateral. The second one was a forward one. Deer Creek is able to fall on it and save themselves from a almost terrifying comeback. But it was a good way to end the game with the victory, and that's a great way to start your season if you're Deer Creek.
All right, let's take a look at the numbers brought to you by your Oklahoma Ford dealers, of course, on the ground. SaberCats had the best of that, both of them pretty even, you would have to say, as far as the passing yards were concerned. SaberCats had the football a little bit more. They had 17 first downs, and there you look at some of the individual statistics. The quarterback for Deer Creek, Pence, 10 of 14, 248 and 2 touchdowns. Logan Ward, as we already talked to you about, with those 6 catches for 134 and 2 touchdown receptions. Peters did a great job, too. I mean, we're talking about a kid that alternated quarterback spot tonight, still threw for 282 yards and a touchdown. And then the running back, Corey Durham, was very impressive. 19 carries, 185 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Overall, you look at the final score, 30-24. They get the victory.
Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson enjoying this action with you on week 1 of the high school football season. And Rod, kind of just an unusual game. A lot of rushing in this football game tonight, and 7 turnovers combined between both teams.
Well, definitely something you didn't expect, coming into this game. And you talk about this Broken Arrow team. I mean, definitely didn't put up the offensive firepower that we saw last week on national television. Credit to Union. And then this Union team coming in and trying to get this win really struggled offensively. 4 turnovers. Definitely not accustomed to seeing that from a Union team and Coach Frederick, and really struggled trying to, put the ball in the end zone. So I think definitely 2 teams, Broken Arrow gets the win. I think 2 teams that's going to go back to the drawing board, watch this tape, watch this game, this video, not be pleased with how they played, try to make some adjustments moving forward to see how they can improve as they get ready for week 2.
Check out the highlights in this one. We thought it was going to be a track meet early on, 3rd play of the game. BA on the board. Reigns hits R.J. Spears-Jennings.
Yeah, Spears-Jennings, our player of the game, turns the corner as the play of the game right here to get Broken Arrow on the board. And as you said, Zig, we thought we were going to have a track meet after that. It turned into a tractor pull. And, and then we just got here and got to going. And our man Sanchez, he gets in to put him on the board to score right here. And then the quarterback, we talked about him, Banks for Union, able to punch it in. And then this guy was trying to get loose. You know, Green, you see the moves, trying to get outside right here and make something happen. You know, BA defense did a pretty good job of trying to contain him most of the night. And looking downfield right here, you see the turnovers, one of 4 for this Union team. You know, and then coming right back, Sanchez again is going to, I think, give it right back, you know. And so, you know, nobody wanted it at one time in this game, going back and forth. And this is definitely what you kind of saw. And then, again, you know, scrambling, Banks trying to make something happen right there. The defense of Broken Arrow really stepping up and making plays. Now looking downfield, trying to make something happen. That was the last play right there. And BA, they're able to come away with that win. 3rd consecutive win against this Union team. 14-7 final. We talked about the rushing yards, Zig, and this Redskins had 238. AJ Green with some big numbers. Tigers only 154. Look at the passing. Tigers getting done 140 to 87 first downs to Union. But the key in this game, you look at the turnovers. 4 for Union, 2 for Broken Arrow. Definitely something that they're going to try to improve on and get better at. But, hey, Broken Arrow takes the win 14-7.
Hey, we're 4 for 4 this year with games that are touchdown or less in the last minutes. Let's see if that trend continues this week. Coming up, we'll be meeting with Donovan Stevens from Del City. Tonight on the 4th game of the week, it's Putnam City West and Putnam City in the rivalry game at Putnam City. Join Steve Marshall and me at 7 p.m. on YurView Channel 3. Tulsa viewers can see the game on Channel 93. Welcome back to the Forward High School Weekly. We're talking to Del City's linebacker, Donovan Stevens. Donovan Stevens is here to talk. Donovan, how's it going?
Pretty good, sir. How about you?
Not too bad, my man. So what we do here is little quick introductions. I'll let the viewers get to know you a little bit better. So I'll ask you a couple of quick questions, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty. You cool with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's get into the cuisine a little bit. I mean, everybody knows football players like to go ahead and eat, like to grub a little bit. What's your favorite meal?
I'm real simple, and I eat chicken tenders and fries. I'm really simple.
Don't tell me you one of those dudes that go to all these fancy restaurants and all you do is order chicken tenders.
Unfortunately, I am, man. I like to stick with what I know, you know?
I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. So when it comes to clothing and brands and shoes and everything, what's your brand of choice?
I have to say Nike. You know, this is a cool little some short Nike shorts and a T-shirt would be fine for me. Nothing crazy. White T-shirt like I got on now or something like that. Nike.
Okay. What's that shoe game looking like though?
Oh, mainly Air Maxes. You know, I like Air Maxes a lot though.
I hear you, bro. I just got some fresh all white Air Maxes here recently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. And I like they thick too, so they make you feel a little taller too.
Yeah, they make me feel a little taller. I feel like I'm 6'4" or something, 6'5".
Yeah. All right. So when it comes to, you know, outside of the athletics and outside of school, what do you like to do for fun?
I just sit there, put on some Criminal Minds on my TV and just watch that all day. I go hang out with my guys, you know, nothing crazy. Don't play the game that much, but I'll sit there, watch TV. I'll just go to my friend's house and relax.
Criminal Minds. Why'd you say that show specifically?
Oh, I love that. That's the only show I watch.
You like crime shows?
Yeah, it's just that one though. No other show. It's just
really?
That one. Yeah.
What about that show that's got you hooked?
Man, I don't know. I just really enjoy it. Like I got into it with the people, you know, I got into it mentally and stuff like that.
I feel you. All right, last question in this segment. As far as school, I know everybody's going back to class. When you're in there, what's your favorite subject?
Honestly, I have to say English. English is real easy. My teachers helped me a great job in English. That's always been my highest grade, mainly because the teachers teach me, but I always like English because I know I'm gonna do great there.
So I mean, writing papers, you're not afraid of all that? Just
No, I can just write. I know I can write. Just
all
jot
right,
stuff
all right.
down, take notes. Yeah, I do all that.
So as far as college and everything, is that something you're thinking towards that direction as far as your major?
Oh, I'm thinking about either cybersecurity or mainly marketing. I feel like
Okay,
my sister been talking to me about a lot about that, and I really started being real interested in marketing and stuff,
that's
marketing
what's
a
up. That's what's
brand and
up.
also, yeah.
Don't worry, you'll have a little time to choose. They don't really make you pick until like your sophomore year. So just go ahead and experience it all.
All right, okay, that's good to know.
All right. All right. Well, we're talking with Donovan Stevens, my man from Dale City. Donovan, an impressive year last year. This year, Dale City's got a lot of talent coming back, including yourself. How do you feel about y'all's chances?
Oh, I feel like we had a chance to take our way. We got in our eyes, we had every single piece that we need from an offensive lineman to a safety. You know, we were a really good team. We practiced hard. We swung to the ball. So I think we got it what it takes to go get a state championship.
Okay. So going back to when you started playing football, what was the reason that you got involved in the sport?
My dad telling me to do something, get out the house. Yeah,
So
that was,
Pops had to do the football.
yeah, not even just took me to practice, My pop, just like go to practice or you can't do nothing else at home. So I was like, okay, I
So
did.
was it one of those situations where you were kind of pressed into football or made to play, or was it something that you really wanted to do and you asked your parents to do it?
I never asked. See, I never even wanted to play football. My dad just always thought he said football be good for you. Just go out there and play. And I was like, my dad said something, I do it. It's just how I was raised. I do it. So I went out there, started liking it a little bit. Got a little contact in. After that first little wind blown out of me, I was like, okay, this is pretty fun.
Man, it sounds very similar to my story as well, man. I didn't want to be out there. My older brother played. My dad was like, "Nah, you're gonna play," and it all
Oh
worked
yeah,
out.
yeah, it worked out pretty good
You got to listen to dad, man. You got to listen to dad.
for sure.
So as far as your family, how is that relationship? Are y'all a close knit bunch, or is it a situation where you just listen to your dad primarily?
Oh, they're divorced, but they still have a really great relationship. I listen to my mom. My mom tells me I'm doing it facts. My dad, my dad's always been the more structured one. The one to tell me to do something or I'm getting a whooping. And my mom's more the loving one, so that combination kind of went well. But yeah, I respect both my parents, loving them to death. Even though they're separated, they still have a really great relationship where they can call each other anytime. So it's been really healthy.
All right. You got any siblings?
Oh yeah, I got a couple siblings, about two of them. Older, 24, 26.
So you want to give them a shout out? I mean, you on TV, big dog. Go
Shout
ahead with
out,
'em.
shout out to my sister Michelle Stevens, my brother Galen Stevens.
When we come back, we'll have more with Donovan Stevens. At 7:30, though, the Ford Game of the Week will present the always entertaining Mid-First Bank Backyard Bowl. Join Mike Ziegenhorn and Rod Thompson for this one. It's the first time Union and Jinx play in Jinx since 1998. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. We're talking to Oklahoma State commit Donovan Stevens. So as far as the question that everybody wants to know about it, why did you pick Oklahoma State as your choice for going to college?
Oh, Oklahoma State, man. Like I said, like I always say, man, all my family either went there or wants to go there. Growing up, all I see is OSU. Like my mom was all over the couch is OSU growing up. So it just always been my mind. And then when I finally met Coach Gundy, Coach Richmond, Coach Knowles, Coach Eaches, they just gave me a family feel. It was like, we're going to recruit you hard from the first time I met them. I was just like, and they recruited me hard, and they showed me that we can do things here in Stillwater, go win Big 12 championships, national championships, and I bought in, and I believe them, and I trust them.
So who was the guy who was primarily recruiting you?
I'd say Coach Richmond. Yeah, Coach Richmond, because we it's kind of close, because he lived out here down the street on the east side, so he know where I'm from. He know where I be at and stuff like that, So he recruited me really hard. We actually talked this morning.
So OSU is kind of a family school, so you had to go with the family. Was there any chances of you, disappointing mom or dad and picking another university?
Oh yeah, of course the process, but it was like I made a decision for me. I felt this was the best spot for me to go show my talents. it's just a bonus being close to family and go to the NFL possibly. I feel like OSU was the best spot for me.
My sources are telling me that you got a little bit of a position change this year. So tell me a little bit about that and how you feel about moving back to that rover safety position.
Oh yeah, when I came to Dell City, I was a safety. You know, I was just always a big safety. But my team at the time, needed a linebacker, so I'm there. But moving back, it's just me playing. We got a new little kind of defense this year. It's a new system, what's it called? A new base defense or whatever. So we're gonna be using that, and I'm having to be the rover where I can just play around and make football plays.
So is that the position that you primarily want to play at? Are you more of a safety or a linebacker?
I'm more of a outside linebacker, can go cover a slot. You know, I can go cover a slot one-on-one, you know, let my D-line get there, give me opportunity to go get in the ball. But I've always been real comfortable, you know, like I'm very versatile. I've always been really comfortable with going out on an island and covering, you know, a receiver and stuff like that. But it's just my size and my God-given size just making me a linebacker.
So at the next level, will you be playing at the linebacker position in your opinion?
Yes, I feel like I'll play outside linebacker or maybe a low hole safety.
So I'm guessing with the change in the scheme defensively, you guys are going to that 4-2-5, and that's allowing you to move to safety for this season. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yes, that's pretty much the main point of it. Yeah.
So I mean, how much do you think that's going to help you? I mean, with OSU running that base defense, that 4-2-5, and now you're getting an early look at it. How much is that going to help you in your preparation for the next level?
Oh, it's going to help me get better. I already got a feel for the defense. You know, maybe our viewpoints from Dell City to Stillwater is probably completely different, but at least I got a point and a knowledge of the defense. You know.
Yeah. All right, so now that you've made your commitment and you say where you're going, is there anybody that's still, you know, trying to get a hold of you and trying to see if that commitment is solid, or you're sticking with OSU?
I'm sticking with OSU. You know, I've made a commitment. I'm not, you know, I already got where I would play at in college, so now I'm for just go worry about my team and go help my team get a state ring.
So so if I can ask, I mean, who was the other teams that were, you know, vying for your talents and that kind of came close, but didn't get the actual reward towards the end?
Mainly Texas Tech and Boise State, Eastern Michigan. You know, those are the main schools that were right there in the mix when I made my decision.
So they really wanted you to be a Red Raider, huh?
Oh yeah, they really want to be a Red Raider.
Well, I'm glad you picked the right guns, man.
But you know, it's still all good with Texas Tech. Great people down there.
Yeah,
Great people.
For sure. So one last question before we get you out of here. With everything in the pandemic and all the things rolling around, how do you feel this football season is going to end up?
Hopefully if we stay disciplined to our mask, you know, all that stuff, you know, hopefully we'll have the football season. Hopefully we'll play until December, you know. You know, I'm praying every night about it, you know, praying for other sports to be able to play, you know. But if everybody stay disciplined to their mask and just, you know, trust in their religion, you know, pray to God, I feel like we'll have a full football season.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Anything you want to say before we get out of here?
And I just thank y'all for having me. This was really cool.
All right, my man. Well, you can see the jerseys are in the back, so I'm rooting for you to have a good senior season, and I'm rooting for you to have an excellent college career over there at Oklahoma State. I'll be seeing you in Stillwater, my man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Donnie.
For sure.
I think Donovan Stevens is going to love playing at Boone Pickens Stadium. He's got a great future ahead of him. The Oklahoma Sooners open their season Saturday when they host the Missouri State Bears. COVID protocols might make it difficult to go to the games, but Cox has your back with live pay-per-view coverage of Missouri State and OU. It's $39.95 on Channel 505. Contour customers can say OU pay-per-view into their voice remotes. Game time is 6 p.m. Saturday. My takeaways are coming up next. Welcome back to Ford High School Weekly. Tonight, the Ford game of the week is PC West versus PC on Channel 3 in the Oklahoma City area. Union Jinx on Channel 3 in the Tulsa area, and both cities you can watch the other game on Channel 93. Once a defensive back, always a defensive back. So that's why takeaways are my favorite part of the game. Here are a couple from last week's Ford Game of the Week coverage. Takeaway number 1, kickers are contributors too. Football folks often look down their noses at kickers, but last Friday I saw 2 who did more than split the uprights for their team.
Pence drops the throw. Throws underneath. Making the move is Ward. Ward inside the 5. He's going to get into the end zone. Touchdown Antlers.
Let's start with Deer Creek's Logan Ward. He kicked 3 extra points and a 41-yard field goal.
Plenty of height, and it is right on the money.
Caught 2 touchdown passes, including a 75-yarder, and was a big part of Deer Creek's 4th down stop of Southmore on the goal line. Not to be outdone, Southmore's kicker, Cameron Little, who's the number 2 kicker in the nation, and the 8th punter. Well, he started his season off pretty good with a 47-yard field goal.
This should be about a 47-yard attempt. Little looks like he got all of it. Drives it up and puts it through. 47-yard field goal.
Which was already a personal best for him because last year he kicked a 46-yarder, and that was his longest. He also made 3 extra points. Not to stop there, had 2 onside kicks. One he recovered by himself, and the other one knocked off a Deer Creek player's face mask and got his team a chance to win late in the game. Arkansas fans are happy to see he's heading to Fayetteville. Those kickers are contributors. And my second takeaway, speed kills. Watch RJ Spears Jennings last week against Union. Jake Raines hits him with a crossing pattern, and RJ bounces it outside and hits the afterburners. The expression that is on everybody's face is, he's long gone.
There he goes.
Spears Jennings, and see you later.
Better keep an eye on him if you can keep up with him.
Big time play right there.
Arnold looking wide receiver wide open.
If you missed the Ford Game of the Week, head to YurView.com/OK for replays and highlights. And remember, only the best in Oklahoma make it to Ford High School Weekly. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm your host, Deion Imade.